come to find out, or as the game went on, the coach was running plays for me, and I was getting some shots, and so it was probably the best game of my life, like, or the most memorable game of my life. Just scoring 19 points in an NBA game. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? So yeah, that was probably one of the biggest highlights of my career so far.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Outside the Stadium. With us today is NBA guard Cam Reynolds. What's going on, Cam?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. I'm Harry. D-Ro's the one with that USA background. What's going on, D-Ro?
What's up, guys?
D-Ro, you want to take us away?
For sure. Cam, thank you again for taking the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I'd like to turn the clock back on the first question. So after going undrafted in 2018, you went to the G League and averaged 16 points per game. Do you want to talk about your experience playing there?
Yeah, my experience my first year in the G League was probably probably one of the best times. Just young, learning the NBA game, learning the professional game, and I had some good coaches, Coach Todd Ellis and Coach Rico Hines, Tyler Gatlin, and Kyle Nishimoto, and a good GM and Anthony McClish and Dre Yu. So I really had a good experience, and kind of had like a kind of the cheat code because I had a veteran guard. Two veteran guards, actually, Kalen Lucas and Marcus Williams, that were, high-level players at, in college and in professional as well. So learning the game from those guys and having a good team as well and winning right off the bat, it was probably one of the best times.
Absolutely, man, and it helped you grow. I mean, later that year, you got your career high 19 against the Denver Nuggets. You want to talk about that game and how you took it over?
Man, that game was unexpected. We played Denver earlier that season, and I had a pretty solid game. I had 12 points. I hit 4 threes that game. And I knew being the last game, I was going to get a little bit more playing time just because some guys weren't going to play. And really, I was just hitting open shots. I mean, I don't know what got into me that night. Really, I was just hitting open shots. And it come to find out, or as the game went on, the coach was running plays for me, and I was getting some shots. And so it was probably the best game of my life, like, or the most memorable game of my life. Just scoring 19 points in an NBA game. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? So yeah, that was probably one of the biggest highlights of my career so far.
Absolutely. There's so much talent in the league. I feel like, if the coach starts drawing plays up for you and you're hot, like, you never know who's going to go off. So it's awesome. So I've been wondering about 10-day contracts. So I know you're on a 10-day contract with the Timberwolves. What is it like? Is it super stressful? Like I'm sure it's an amazing initial reaction. Like, yeah, I got this contract, but then, how much pressure do you feel is on these guys who have the 10 days?
Really, there's no pressure on a 10-day contract. There's more pressure trying to get a 10-day contract and actually being on a 10-day contract because, you may play and you may not play. It just depends on what team you go to. And so the whole time you're on a 10-day contract, you just want to stay ready. And so like my first one, I was working out after practice, getting extra conditioning and doing extra shots just in case. Like I wasn't really expecting to get in my first 10-day contract. And I rarely got in unless it was for, garbage time, last couple of minutes of the game. But I was just really trying to stay ready. And that was probably more the easier time because I just knew what to expect. Like I know wasn't probably going to get in. I'm just here waiting on my moment. But it was more stressful for me. Like, all right, my agent called me and was like, hey, you got some teams interested in you. So like now it's like, oh shoot, I don't want to mess up when you're playing. And so now it's just kind of the fact like, man, like, if it ain't for real, just don't even tell me because I don't want to be out there playing tight. So I think that's how I look at it.
Extremely well said. I didn't think of it like that, but honestly, it makes sense. Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. That makes sense though.
Yeah, because like my first year, I had some teams had like in December, January, may offer me some two ways, and so like now you're like, oh shoot, like am I doing what's right? Like I'm actually going to play the G League team or the team that might offer me a two-way, and they got their scouts there, and then you're just tight, like you just don't want to mess up, and then you're not playing your real game, and then so that kind of messes you up, and they kind of did mess me up a little bit. Went on a little slump, but after I was like, I got it out of my mind. I was like, man, just go out there and play. Then opportunity came back around with USA and then the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I mean, Team USA, that's my next question. I mean, I'm foreshadowing hopefully for later. I'm wearing a little champion shirt over here because I think we're going to take home the gold. But you want to talk about your experience on the practice squad of Team USA and any stories or anything of that special moment?
Man, being on this practice squad for the Team USA was probably uh, any hooper's dream. I mean, I grew up watching Kevin Durant in high school. I was recruited by the same college as Damian Lillard. I know his trainer. I still message his trainer, which was his assistant coach, who actually offered me the scholarship to his school. So, like, being on the team was just once in a lifetime opportunity, and it's just like you just want to be a sponge because there's so many great guys. Like, you just forget how good guys are when you see them in person. It's just like wow, like you think that you're good, but then you just realize there's another level that you have to take it to. And it's really cool because they just do the same things, like the fundamentals. Like I've noticed, like Kevin Durant holds his follow through every single time, and it goes in every single time. Like just little things I'm just picking up, and little nuances I'm just picking up. It's just like, wow, like these dudes are really good, but they're really just mastering the basics and things like that. Like I'm asking Damian Lillard, how long did it, have you been working on extending your range? Because he shoots the ball, as soon as he passes half court, he's a threat. And he's just like, man, I've been working on this for 10 years. And you're just now seeing it. And it's just like, wow, like you've been working on it for this long and you're this good at it. And it took this long to perfect that. And it's just pretty cool because you get to pick these guys' brains and just watch what they do every single day.
That's incredible. I mean, Damian Lillard, I mean, he could shoot from anywhere, so you could see his work ethic is incredible. I want to follow up quickly. How was like the games in practice? Like, did you guys go at it full out? The practice guys trying to beat the Team USA team. Like, how was that? How did that work?
So I was fortunate enough, me and the other guys, the G League guys, Josh Majid, John Jenkins, and Dakota, we were fortunate enough to actually practice with the men's national team the whole time. So we were in practice with him with Coach Popovich. Like we weren't even in the same gym with the select team. So that's really how like I got to pick these guys' brains and just watch because I didn't even go over there and practice with the select team. I was with the U.S. national. Felt like you were on the U.S. national team. So like, so the practices. I mean, we scrimmaged probably twice live against the select team, and then a couple times we um, during the exhibition games we had one cut off for COVID, so we scrimmaged. We had an inter squad scrimmage, but that was we scrimmaged like 3 or 4 times going against each other. But Coach Popovich, he's real big on load management and things like that. So if we did, it was kind of calculated. All right, we're going to do 2 quarters, or we're going to do 3 quarters, and then that's how we're going to get it in. So that was the kind of the live part of practice.
Which I can't imagine how cool and rewarding it is for you to be chosen to be on that team. And it's a great segue to my question because to take a step aside from the USA team, you played with DeMar DeRozan, Derrick Rose, and other stars and all-stars. Do you have any stories or memories with some of these all-stars and potential future Hall of Famers?
I would say like probably the most story I got is probably the most starstruck I've been was like playing with Derrick Rose because that's the youngest MVP. I feel like we kind of have like similar stories through injuries. I messed my knee up in high school. I broke my thumb twice, and I've had injuries, and to see him come back, like is just so cool to me because he didn't like give up. Like the world like trashed him. He just stayed the course, and then just a couple of days ago he just signed another big deal, and it's just like from where he was literally like almost at the bottom of a basketball player, like where you think a basketball player could be at, and he's risen back up. Like, and it's kind of, I thought that was just cool. And I was in a locker room one day and I was like, man, bro, like you just don't know. Like, I had to look around, make sure no one else was in there. I was like, you just don't know, like, but you like is just like an inspiration, like to me, like, and I thought that was just pretty cool. That was probably the only time I kind of been like starstruck because, like, it's like, shoot, that's Derrick Rose.
I mean, he's been through so much, and he led the Knicks to the playoffs this year. I mean,
Yeah.
The guy's incredible. I mean, it's just worth it, work ethic, and it pays off. It shows hard work pays off, even though it's cliche. It's true.
It's true.
Absolutely, man. So I gotta ask, you recently signed in the Italian basketball league. You want to talk about, what you expect there and anything, if you ever played there or anything like that?
I mean, I'm expecting to go there, play solid. My ultimate goal is to come back to the NBA, and so it's people was like, why are you doing that? And you just got done playing with the U.S. team. It's just um, right now, I just feel like it's best for me to go there, establish, get back into a rhythm, play competition, play in the Euro Cup with a lot of ex-NBA guys and really good pros from over there, and show, all right, this is what I can do in a different league and come back into the NBA. So my ultimate goal is to come back in the NBA and hopefully have a good season to where, all right, I got some interest, and then I come back, play summer league, and try to get the deal through there. And also, I'm playing some EuroLeague teams that's in my league, in the Italian league. So it's a win-win either way. So if I don't get back to the NBA, I could take a next step up, try to get in the EuroLeague. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Exactly. Yeah. Great goals, and we're looking forward to seeing you accomplish them. And before we let you go, you mentioned it before. Everyone who talks about Coach Pop, like, they loved playing under him, and I think it's a massive opportunity to learn from him, just because he's coached some of the best. He is one of the best. Any like messages or stories that he's kind of given the team, or things that have really stood out to you about him?
I would say no stories, just how direct he is. You got to respect it as a player. Like, he's not going to sugarcoat it. He's going to tell you, straight up what do you need to do, and what your role is going to be, and why you're not playing. And I think that you have to respect at the end of the day, because no guy wants to be led on. And so I think he's a really cool guy. Even though I'm last on the totem pole through training camp, and he still talked to me every single day, every single time I saw him. He was, cordial and spoke, and I thought that was cool as well. Some coaches, they're kind of busy and going out throughout their day, and now he's saying "What's up, Cam?" And even while he's on the elliptical doing his thing, he's waving and wants to watch you, things like that. So I think he's a really good coach, and you can see he's one of the, if not the best.
For sure. Yeah, that's what we've heard. We've heard great things. And who knows, maybe you'll be playing for him again one day. You never know.
I mean, hopefully.
That's it. Well, listen, Cam, thank you so much for taking the time. We're looking forward to watching your career and hope you achieve, all the things that you said, bro.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.